What sort of commitment do they have through Eau Rouge, actually, to Free saying that Huon is a more interesting... Oh, there's a big crash there. There's a car who lost it. Car has lost it on the way in. Oh, no. Oh, that's a horrible accident. Trying to get past the Carlin driver. Is he going to try it into the second Lesbo? Is he going to know he's there? Oh, huge crash. An enormous accident for Peak and Canamassas, who rolls dramatically and thankfully has landed the right way up. He tries to continue, but we have a safety car deployed as Canamassas wanders away. Very lucky to get away with that one. Peak down the inside. He's definitely got enough of a claim to the corner. But on that inside line, losing the rear and sending the Carlin barrel rolling, really. Dramatic pictures here. That is remarkable. Thankfully, he landed the right way up.
Through the corners. Oh, and that's Chacon. And Chacon's been smacked pretty hard. I think he must have done, mate. Now look at the back. Apt comes through. Here comes Chacon. Is squeezed with Bepton over the top. Lucky Kevin Chacon. It was looking like such a great move, but he just overcooked it. Oh my word! Oh! Valsecchi's up and over in a crash with Marcus Ericsson. That's an absolutely huge moment for Davide Valsecchi. And Davide is up and standing up in his car. That's great to see. And Ericsson is around about us somewhere here. There's Ericsson on our left. We turn and we're over. So we'll have Valsecchi flying through upside down. And the roll hoop doing a great job there.
Jill Bianchi in that green and yellow Lotus ART, and somebody came back on sideways. Was that Luis Razier? That's one of the AirAsia cars. Didn't see who the other dark blue car was. That might have been Coletti, Fauzi, but that is an absolute guaranteed safety car. There's Fabio Lima, his familiar helmet, the young Swiss. There, that's the car coming back on. Right. So Fabio Lima is the man who ran into the back of Max Chilton and got flung up in the air. But again...
Yes. Stalled car. Oh my goodness. That was an absolutely monumental shunt.
Oh, and that's Gonzalez and Kral. And Kral looks to be in some pain. And that was down in 12th position, that battle. Hospital to be checked over. We're hearing that he is conscious. Here's a replay of what happened. So coming down then, oh, and over the back of Gonzalez, and that's huge. Lands on the gearbox. Oh my word, that is an enormous accident for Joseph Kral. No braking means that there is no speed rubbed off at all before he goes into the barrier at the end of turn 17. And that is one of the fastest points on this circuit. And that's slow-mo. Oh, and here we go at full speed. That's just so quick.
So I think it'll be Nunes. There is Danny Kloss. He's out of the car. And is Diego Nunes as well, is the other driver there. That's him with the yellow and red helmet. So Danny Kloss, the young man from Barcelona, gesticulating there. And the doctor going, get out of my way or get in my car, but stop having an argument. And Nunes goes right on the grass and just picks up the gearbox of Danny Kloss.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's so fast. It's just... take a look again. Just, in fact, he was just trying to come in behind Danny Kloss and just misjudged the room.
Working their way back through, but yeah, it was a good move. Whoa, dear, it's a roller. He's lucky the roll hoop's good and strong, but he still have a sore neck in the morning, that's for sure.
Well, that's obviously not how you want to end your race.
Yeah, he's fine.
I think it's fair to say that Nunes went up the inside of Berman, or tried a brave move and rode up onto the tyres, onto the wheels. There you see him there, front wheel to back wheel.
It's almost as though Berman slowed more than Nunes expected.
Well, if Berman was in the lead, he has the right to protect his line without doing anything.
Bad one, bad one. Not sure exactly who that was. Clipped the top off of a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I think exactly right, Bob. That's one of the fire extinguishers gone off.
Oh, part of a two-car train going around a slower car, and his right front to left rear.
Now here goes the car. Watch the car go over and see what the impact point is on the wall. That's what you got to look for. There.
That impact was in front of the driver. Takes out the backside signage.
Only just.
And then, thankfully, look, it slides over the top of the concrete wall.
No disservice to Bridgestone. I have to say, if I was going to be talking to the men at Bridgestone, I'd be saying, oh, and it's a huge accident. Adam Carroll hit from behind by Jose Maria Lopez. He was having another look at Valles, and after rolling about 4 times, the car lands mercifully the right way up, and the Ulsterman is okay. That is a very good thing to see. Carroll walking away.
Well, see Valles sideways there already, coming off that turn. Carroll gets a better exit.
Adam too, and
there.
Oh, well,
I think Adam was just taken by surprise just how slow Valles was there.
Valles maybe a little earlier on the brakes. That's the impact. Oh, that is a phenomenal picture. 1 roll, 2 rolls, I think. In the opening couple of corners either. Oh, in the background, somebody has rolled. And that is Matthias Lauda. Wow, just behind the leaders, saw Matthias Lauda barrel roll, not nose over tail. But yeah, don't try and drive that anyway. Take a look at the camber. Yes, okay. It's an astonishing factor of the amount that the adrenaline pumps, that the first thought is to select first gear and drive off without even checking to see how many wheels are left on his wagon. Yeah, tipped into a roll. Here we go. Oh, wow, yeah, very slow indeed over the Supernova car. Wow, that's exciting stuff for Matthias Lauda. A little too exciting, I think, perhaps for his own good.
It's a bit second hand now.
It is indeed at the Adelaide hairpin.
Yeah. No, it's nice and slow first gear there. That's where you want to roll if you're going to roll.
And that's Alan van der Merwe underneath the South African driver in the Supernova car. Well, he's happily walking away from that, or unhappily walking away, but happily for him, he is walking away from that. That is a very second-hand looking machine, as you rightly say.
Well, he looks okay, thank goodness. And there's flames there. He's going to have to get out quickly. Look at it. Get out, my friends. Well, the steward's in very quickly, thank goodness. And that could have been a lot nastier. Let's have a look at it. Whoa, airborne. Goodness me. That was a lot heavier than we thought.
Stupid mistake, self-inflicted, I'm afraid.
Dear, oh dear. Well, you've just been speaking about his problems a little bit earlier, and dear, oh dear, he was lucky to get away with not hurting himself or somebody else.
Yeah, he was. That was. Well, as I said the lap before, he was having trouble in the braking area, not knowing his limits. I mean, you have to allow for the fact that when you're behind the car, you've got even less downforce than you normally have. There's low downforce here at Monza anyway. And when you're in the hole that someone else is making.
Oops. And look at that.
The Brazilian boys, Pitoni and Haberfeld. See a replay of that and see what happened.
And getting himself out of the car and coming straight over for a chat. And not exactly in a safe spot. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, a few rags lost there, and they want to get these boys separated as quickly as possible. And do take care, marshals! Oh, my goodness! Well, very, very fortunate, I have to say. I'm not sure just how aware everybody was there, but...
not very well, look at it.
Yeah, this is what started it all off. He did roll indeed, and spectacularly as well, and was lucky to get away with that.
It's a big shunt, actually. That's a big shunt.
It certainly was. Mario Haberfeld.
Didn't really see the approach to that, so I can't really see what happened properly.
Get a better view here. No, it's all the aftermath and the remains of the rest of the field.
Oh, now there's Alex Sperafico in one of the European Minardis, and look at the debris on the racetrack. And there is Bjork in the #1 car going by with a severely deranged rear wing.
Oh, look at it there. Good Lord.
Well, there must have been some rubber-to-rubber contact. And the Minardi is simply torn to bits.
Jeepers, I tell you, this...
Oh, Chiesa up the inside of Hill, locking him up. Hill, oh! A dangerous place to get flipped.
Good Lord.
Team's looking on, which is a lot considering that the wreck is just to their right.
Here's Nicholas Chiesa, who was involved in that accident. I mean, he just went down the inside of Derek Hill there. Just hadn't got a prayer of getting by going into Lise hairpin there. And of course, the trouble with open wheel cars is the wheels touched and it just nudged Derek's car and just flipped it over just like a coin. There you see it again. Just catches his left front on Derek's right rear, and of course Derek back bottom of the car into the tyre rail, tyre barrier, and then of course he climbs out, which is always a bit fraught. Just in that, here we see it again from another angle.
I think the safety car is coming out
just
to control the race.
Boy, oh boy. And that's a very, very slow corner. It just shows how, again, the dynamics of these cars. I mean,
as we saw earlier in the first attempt to start this race when we had the accident on the parade lap.
And somebody's turned over. Down here, just below my box, it's Werner Luckberger, whose car has gone on its back on the final long right-hander that brings the cars onto the start-finish straight. He's still inside the car. The South African still inside. The marshal struggling to free him as the course car arrives. We're going to see a replay, and it's Oliver Tiki on the inside of Luckberger. Luckberger's car flips over onto its back and skates on its rollover bar off into the gravel. Look at this. Behind Heidfeld, the car skates off to the right, and he is still inside the car. But it looks as though as the safety car comes out, it looks as though the rollover bar has protected the car from too much damage. And there's been a big accident coming out of the second chicane. I can't quite see who's involved. Several cars. There's a car upside down by the side of the track. Several more are off the track. Drivers getting out. I can see Stefan Sarrazin climbing out of his car and Montanari. But there's a car upside down on top of another one. A lot of wreckage. Kurt Mollikens without a rear wing, and he is hit from behind by at least 2 cars, and that starts the chain reaction because there is almost no visibility in the spray. I can't identify who the cars are that are involved. We're seeing another shot, somebody rearing up into the air. That looks like Gaston Mazzucani's car, and I think that Kurt Mollikens, the man who originally lost his wing, must be in there somewhere. And this is Giorgio Vanella coming up to lap the French-Canadian veteran. Go down, they touch, and barrel rolling over goes Vanella, crashes down, fortunately onto his wheels. We see it again. He's nudged in the side by Godin, who had nowhere else to go. Fortunately, the car lands on its wheels, the rear wing comes off, the car is badly damaged, the driver is moving in the cockpit, and I think he's okay. Several cars have gone off, there's somebody upside down, that's Thomas Shee, the Norwegian. The marshal's trying to get the car the right way up. Thomas Shee is still in the cockpit, he's moving, but they've got the car on the side now. Thomas Shee is clambering out, and he does look okay, I'm happy to say. He's moving away now, helped away by the marshals. Thomas Shee, the Norwegian, off, and there's a red flag.
This is the battle for 9th and 10th. Oh, and Campos hits the back of Thomas Biaggi's car in a horrendous shunt. Hits the wall on the inside of Adelaide.
Ah là là, c'est pourtant dans la portion la plus lente. Alors on a peur là pour le pilote.
Oui, parce qu'elle est mal placée.
Ah là 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 là. Et puis l'autre, oui, le pilote, je pense, n'est pas sorti évidemment de sa monoplace à cet endroit.
Il y a 3 voitures impliquées. Oui, 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 oui. C'est Nicolas Lebois-Sauté,
oui, qui a été envoyé, là vous le voyez en tonneau. Oui, tout va bien.
And there's problems behind. Eric Angleby launched into the air and into a roll after the car did 30 or 40 meters on its 2 wheels. Climbs out, damaged left hand, slight bruising there, but no other problems to worry about. Could have been a very nasty accident. Replay there. Jules Bouillon and Andrea Ghilardi tangle. Ghilardi's red car moves over on Angleby and flips him up into the air. But once more, the strength of these modern racing cars.
It's too late, and there is the red flag, and that means that it's all over. And this is what prompted it, with a brand new Reynard to replace the Lola, which just couldn't be set up properly. Emanuele Naspetti has thumped the wall and wrecked the car completely. Also hurt himself, not badly, but just enough to put himself out of the race for the weekend.
Heading up towards the bridge, and then they'll have to brake hard. And they touch, and a terrific smash, and part of McNish's car has hurtled away off the track and gone down into the vehicle underpass underneath the track, which goes from the outside to the infield. McNish's car sliced in half. McNish out of the cockpit. There's the engine block of McNish's Lola smoking just on the side of the underpass there. Very wide indeed, and then coming straight back in, carving up Stefan Prohl. Gounon almost being T-boned and being sliced out and sent into the sand on the right. Fortunately, no injury to either driver.
And more dust and debris, and a car upside down spinning on the track there. And over the Armco, 37 is Fabrizio Barbazza. You can see him climbing over the car, the driver unhurt, but a spectacular moment for him.
Problems here. 18, Michael Bartels, 27-year-old German in the Cobra, Richard Dean's teammate, and lucky to be able to say that he can get out of that one without much more than a little bit of wounded pride. Hit the curb very hard and turned the car over. Says something about the strength of these cars that it didn't crumple on impact.
After some close tussling, the cars apparently made contact. Giro slamming into the barrier, and Monty being launched over the fence and through an advertising hoarding. The remains of Giro's car, which left the Frenchman with serious leg injuries, being towed away. Monty was more fortunate. He was able to walk away from his disintegrated Rolt.
From Moreno, and we've had a fairly serious looking shunt out on the circuit. The marshals rushing to the aid of the driver, and all the marshals there's quite a lot of oil and water from the damaged car on the road. We wait to get the result.
Problems trying to sort out David Hunt along the straight, close together, and there's a tremendous accident. Herbert, Wojciech, Griard, and so many cars. I cannot see just how many people are involved in that, but it is virtually the whole of the field behind the first three. A huge impact. You'll see that touch. They both hit the bridge parapet. Nowhere for Griard to go. Mark Blundell somehow misses it all. Wojciech's car rolls down the barrier there. The driver does not actually hit the Armco. Cars everywhere. Johnny Herbert hit by not one but several cars there. Wojciech's car, not a wheel on it, all but totally destroyed.
But then there was drama at the Druids hairpin. Russell Spence and Michel Trollet tangled. The Frenchman's Lola was upside down. The race was stopped as marshals raced in to rescue Trollet. The Capelli was being challenged by Michel Ferte. Further back, Jeff McPherson found Alicio Salazar using the piece of road that he wanted. Fortunately, neither driver was injured. There is Ivan Capelli out of the car, very disappointed. Not a good weekend so far for him. He was well back on the grid.
The start of the Donington Formula 2 race of 1983. One of the biggest accidents seen in the European Formula 2 Championship for many years. The front nose fin flies off Alain Ferte's Maurer. Guido Dacco rolls over. His teammate Bertuzzi lands on top of Beat Jans. But again, nobody is injured. An incredible accident. Havoc will always be a part of racing, so long as man and machine push themselves to and over their limits. And Jonathan Palmer at Mantorp Park in Sweden in 1982 is very lucky to get away with his life. The other car involved on the left there is Frank Jelinski with one of the German Maurer cars. And here we see in stop frame, Palmer's works wrought Honda, turning end over end before finally crashing into the tyre walls. That most certainly saved him from serious injury. Meanwhile, at the same corner, Stefan Belloff's almost undamaged car is damaged by the marshals taking it away. Just watch this. Monsieur, it was brand new when I got it. And at Spa, during a very wet Formula 2 race in 1982, Thierry Tassin is taken away in a stretcher. He's not badly injured, although his car most certainly is.
Young German driver Manfred Winkelhock was racing at the famous Nürburgring in a European Formula 2 championship race. When he approached the Flugplatz, which is German for flying place, he took off, and as you have just seen, he lived to tell the tale. Despite the almost total destruction of this car, Manfred Winkelhock has gone on to become a Grand Prix driver